Welcome to Limehouse. This is a beautiful addition that we did for an amazing couple that started off as about, one of those wartime 800 square foot bungalows. And we essentially tripled the square footage of it, blew out the back of the house, pulled the garage up and attached it to the side of the house. And we did a loft over the huge garage. Really excited to give you the walkthrough on this one. Let's go take a look. So coming inside, the first thing that really hits you about this house is its large open space. This house was designed for 2 people to live in it, plus a space for guests to go when they're visiting, which I think is so awesome and so refreshing, because most of the time people are so worried about getting bedrooms in for other people who don't exist, particularly for resale purposes. In this case, there's an amazing primary suite and just big open area for enjoying, entertaining, and just hanging out. All right, so entering, you come in with this great little coffee bar setup, tons of great storage options built in here for glassware and all that good stuff. With the nice Miele coffee maker, this thing is amazing. And then coming over here, yes, I'm gonna say it again, another big, beautiful Irpinia kitchen. We have the two-tone going on here with a nice Polylux finish on the island, and then the painted doors. For the most part, it's a Miele appliance pack again, except with the Bosch range. Functional, sharp, and I really like the way that this thing turned out. You come over here, you can see like this is pretty much where the house ended originally. This whole area adds on to the bedroom, powder room, all this stuff. This is all fresh home. This required taking the entire roof off of the house, the whole back wall off, and then slowly starting to build it all back. We actually ordered the trusses from New Brunswick. This was the middle of COVID, so it was really hard to get anything. I think at the time it was like 16 weeks to even get a price on the trusses around the GTA. It was nuts. I literally called everybody. And we ended up finding a great family-run business out in New Brunswick, and they were happy to help us out. So that was awesome. When you have a big ceiling like this, it's really important to add resilient channel. I know we spoke about it in the past, but this is one of those ceilings where, there's a massive beam sitting right about here, and you're gonna get truss lift regardless, right? So in the middle of winter, all the moisture is gonna leave the wood that's up in that attic, and everything's gonna shrink, and you'll get cracking and all kinds of stuff. This has been very stable. All the cracks, all the caulking, everything is fine all the way around, and that's because we added that layer of resilient channel. Other thing I will say, when you have a light source off in the side or at the back of a room, and you can stand over by the front door and see all the way through, you're gonna get so much light reflecting off of that ceiling that you have to make sure that this is a really good tape job. And so what we actually ended up doing was it's called a level 5 finish, where you essentially do 2 coats of mud, one in this direction, one in this direction, sand it all nice and smooth, and that's how you really get rid of the imperfections. So it's those little details that really add up in the end, but this is looking beautiful. Looking over here, we have one of my favorite parts of the home, which is this actually wood burning fireplace. There's a funny rule: if you're within 10 feet of a peak, a roof peak, you have to go up above that peak. So this chimney is ridiculously tall for what it is. And the benefit to that in this case is you get a huge draw. So you put a little bit of wood in this thing and it just lights up so beautifully. Another thing that we decided to do here was the shiplap on the ceiling, and we have that detail of shiplap on that wall over there. This stuff it's MDF. It does not break the bank in any way, shape, or form, but it just adds some texture that wouldn't otherwise be there and really add some character. And finally, I need to address the elephant in the room. For all the wives out there, no, 85 inches is not too big. The one funny detail, like as the builds are unfolding, you're gonna be presented with some challenges and you have to figure out workarounds for them. And these columns are actually exactly that. These are workarounds. So there's supposed to be air returns in this wall here, but right below this wall, there's actually support. So could not go there, had to figure out some sort of solution. So we built columns on either side, put the air returns in the bottom of them, and then took that opportunity to add the shiplap on the wall and add some character. So great way to flank this nice banquette seating area, this dining area, and look sharp. All right, now let's go take a look at the primary suite. Boom, walk out, to the hot tub. And what I love about this is coming in, you have the bedroom, and then you have this fantastic, great size closet with a his and her side, and then you can enter into their bathroom. So as you can see, they ended up with a bedroom-sized ensuite. This thing is awesome. You know, we have their piña cabinet set up in here with some nice towers, like tons of storage in here with pull-out drawers and everything. And then the one detail that I really like is the fact that we actually have a cabinet face around this tub. Carried the countertop down on top of it, wrapped it up, and it looks really sharp. It's a cool detail that you don't see too often. And then coming around here, you can see nice heated towel holder and a good sized shower. Again, we're trying to maximize the size of the tile on the floor to reduce the amount of grout, water absorption that's going to take place during the life of this shower, and ultimately extend the life of it significantly. So as long as you're able to maintain your silicone, you should be in pretty good shape. Another good thing that you can do is actually continuously seal that grout to prevent the water from absorbing. That's going to really help with the longevity of the shower and any shower period. But really sharp. Love the gold accents in here too. It's a little different. Then coming to the back of the house, we have the generous size powder room. They're rarely this big, but it's nice and spacious. It's awesome. And then we have the door up to the loft. And then there's this nice back hallway that leads to the laundry room and ultimately an entrance into the garage. This is just a nice, neat, clean laundry room. You know, we're talking IKEA countertop and Home Depot cabinetry here. We're not breaking the bank, but add a nice backsplash, build everything in nicely, and you end up with a fantastic end result. Now let's go take a look at the garage. Still hasn't taken me for a drive. Moving into the garage, I don't want to spend too much time in here, obviously, but having a nice big space with an extra deep car park on the one side is awesome. We have great ceiling height in here. If he wants, he can add a lift later on, and just a little bit of pot lights to get some nice even lighting in here for working or whatever you want to do. Other thing we have is over there, you can see the transfer switch for the Generac. So this entire house has, in the event of a power outage, the entire house is going to be picked up by that generator, and that will flip over to power up the entire house. We did 2 panels here. We did one inside in the basement where the original panel location was, and then we did the new service in here in the garage. Other thing we did was a little bit of extra. We ran conduit from here down and out so that the pool guys and the guys doing the landscaping could take care of everything and have access to the power very easily. So a little bit of foresight goes a long way when you're planning out projects like this. So moving into what was the other of the 2 must-haves for this project. Number 1 was the fireplace. Number 2 was this awesome covered porch. So they have this back patio with the screens, they have the pot lights, they have the speakers built in, and they have the patio heaters that are all electric. So they don't have to burn as much propane. This area has turned out awesome, and I know they use this deep well into the winter. So really extends the life or longevity of the patio having the heaters available. But I absolutely love this space and the way that she's decorated it. Okay, so moving into the loft area above the garage. So much space up here that this was such a nice addition. So he's got a nice office area with the TV set up. There is an additional bedroom, some space over here to do some yoga. And then there's another full bathroom up here. So while the primary function of the home is to have it as a great place for this couple to truly enjoy, and hence all the design of everything downstairs really focusing around them and their experience, there is this additional multi-use space up top here that really adds that extra availability for them. So if they want to have friends, family come stay with them, they can do so. This area also has some awesome views of out in the backyard, into the forest, and the conservation area behind them, and of course of the massive driveway out front. So that concludes our walkthrough of our Limehouse project. Before we finish up, I just want to say one thing. You know, the best part about doing what we do is getting to know our clients so well. You know, we work so closely with them together for so long, and it's truly amazing coming back a year or so, whatever, removed after after the project's being completed, you know, getting a hug at the door and then getting to come into such a beautiful space that we've been able to create together, like there is nothing more rewarding. So I want to thank these clients for letting us come through, show everybody everything. We hope you enjoyed it. Pewter Dot Build across the board. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.